Hi everyone, welcome back to Rambling Reality. I know it's been about 6 months. Sorry about that. Life got crazy as it tends to do. And quite frankly, my depression got the better of me and I needed to take a break from a lot of things. I was on social media a lot, but talking to an audience really was hard for me at that point. I've been facing a lot of what I call upcoming 35-year crisis because not everything is at the 25-year quarter life crisis mark of trying to figure out where I fit, how I fit, what the world is like. Do any of you guys feel like that? I mean, do you go, what in the world is going on? I don't understand. That's been my problem. And I've been trying to network and figure out what I can do with my skills. And bless them, I don't think that colleges do a good job of teaching you skills outside of academia. Like, I'm an awesome writer. And I say that with, like, no hubris, no nothing. Because there are times when I think I'm horrible. But today it's a good day, so I'm going to run with it. But I think I concentrate on things that may not necessarily be sellers, the best sellers, and that's okay. Like, not everybody's going to be great at it, and I don't do very good fluffy articles. I do investigative articles. I look at things. I look at the human interest. I look at how things are, and it's just been a really complicated process. In the meantime, I also reopened Wild Pantheon Press, as right now it's not really a magazine or a newspaper or a blog. It's just somewhere to place articles by women for women. So the entire business will be all woman owned, all written by women, all edited by women. It's just, there's a space for that. Like, I know that there are other women article places like Broadly, I mean that one especially, or Bustle, or there are all these places, but men are inevitably involved. And I think that ultimately that kind of washes down what we go through as women. It kind of takes away some of the elements of taking away our voice, and I don't really want that. I have one article, well actually I have a couple of articles up, but Jessica Gonzalez wrote this great article about the 100 and why queer representation matters. And I think everybody should totally be checking that out. I think it's very smart, very well written. It's got a lot to say and a lot that people want to hear. You know, it's interesting because I'm not on that spectrum. I am pretty heterosexual, you know, but my partner is a genderqueer bisexual man, and it's interesting to see it from a female perspective and hearing it from a male perspective. It's an interesting article, although he is not Jay. Jay is Jay. She's a Miss Korea on Tumblr, if you've seen that around, and she's also JK Namyoung on Twitter. And I think it's a pretty smart place sometimes if you want to learn some stuff. I also have another friend writing something about Free Comic Book Day because, yes, I actually do know women that are nerds. Surprise, considering I'm a nerd. But I wanted to create something that was a little bit more friendly, and I don't know where it's going. I have a business plan, but you can never really plan on business plans nowadays, especially writing something like media, which is going through a very difficult time right now, trying to transition between, you know, traditional print to digital. And I mean, even BuzzFeed had a lower projected profit, and BuzzFeed is like a juggernaut in creating a whole new way of defining news for the millennial generation. I should mention that Wild Pan is for women under 40, but that's not to take anyone away. It's just that's my audience. That's where I fit in that group, and it's easier for me to understand what's going on. I think it's important to talk about women that have older problems, but older meaning, you know, like problems about living in the 90s, doing the grunge phase when the rest of us were, you know, kind of just figuring out who Jordan Catalano was. And so we don't really fit in there. And I kind of wanted to give a voice to the generation that's not really young and not really old by demographic standards. And so I kind of wanted to focus on that a little bit. Demographics, by the way, being the ones that Marketing Demographics has put out, not me. Because personally, I know a lot of people that are older than me, and I find them extremely, extremely important in my growth as a person, especially as a woman. I just kind of needed to take a break, and I created that. I put that out there in the middle of being in the middle of the flu, which, oh my God, this flu going around, guys. I am so sorry if you have it. Seriously, it is a pain. I was sick for a month. I did all that and the middle of my depression, and along the way on Super Tuesday, Smokey, which is an outside cat that I've been taking care of and kind of getting her friendly, she gave birth to 5 kittens under my bed. Oh yes. And they are, here we go. Now, you've got Buttons, who's a male. You've got Juniper Rocks, which was named by Oh No They Didn't, which was kind of awesome because I love the name. I call her Junie. And then you have Mouse. And Mouse is named because she's very quiet, obviously. And now, the final 2 names are Lobo and Harley Quinn. Welcome to DC land, apparently. Harley is very vocal. She's very loud, and she's got this teeny tiny little pitch. And Lobo is the runt of the litter, oddly enough, but he's the leader. Like, he was doing things before everybody else. He's like, hey, do this, do this. So I've been kind of trying to raise them along with their mom and kind of giving them what's going on in life. And actually, if you go to my Instagram, which is Jessica Hannon 81, you will find some pictures of some of the kittens. I'm slowly starting to go back to using Instagram too, because there's just so much social media. And when you own a business or you run a business and you're also trying to do your own like freelancing career, sometimes things slide, but I'm trying to get better about it. There's also on my Twitter, which again, Jessica Hannon 81, and they're on my Facebook, which is Jessica.Hannan.587. And you can see some of the stuff that I've been talking about, especially on Facebook. I try and update that fairly often, just because it's easy on my computer and on my phone and on my tablet. I can just pop it out quickly. Along the way, I also started posting things on Redbubble and Society6. I have some images, which, guess what they're under? You guessed it, Jessica Hannon 81. I have different looks on each one. And I'm sorry for the ummings, I'm just winging this. I don't have a script this time. If you look for different things, you'll find it. Like, I've got Shakespeare quotes up there. I've got designs I created. I've graphic designs. I've got pictures that I've taken and created art out of it. I've been using my Canon Rebel, trying to get back into using it and getting used to it. And I also opened up a 500 PX at Jessica Hannon 81. I'm saying I'm easy that way. I opened that up as well, so you can look at some of the things that I've posted there. I just tried, and some of them are actually not in the other places. So it's kind of a nice little mix of what's available and what's not. That means I got a email, because that is the lovely voice of my partner Sven, by the way. He was making a joke because I said he couldn't say squirrel because he's German. It was a good joke, and now it's my little messenger. Might as well go along with my Vanity ringtone by Christina Aguilera. I don't really have too much to talk about on that front. I've just been kind of dealing with life. It's a short podcast, I know. I feel like I should should tell you more, but basically what I've been doing is just trying to network and kind of find a path. I mean, do y'all look for paths? talk to me, catch back on me on social media, tell me about what you're going through, because sometimes I feel like we all think we're alone and going through things, and that's not true. We're all doing things that are really awesome and strange and unusual, but we can all connect too, and especially as women, we need to network more. Like, we need to create these strong networks, and not necessarily behind paywalls either. We just need to connect, and we need to boost each other up, and that's what I'm trying to do. If you guys want to talk to me about stuff, let me know. I love talking, obviously. I'm in everything that's, on Instagram or freaking 3 different websites, or this thing that I forget to do sometimes. But it's good to talk and communicate and find out what's going on. I like knowing things. I think it's important, and I think it's relevant to not feel alone and isolated in the world of crazy. And by the world of crazy, I mean, have you seen the world lately? Like, the global politics and everything, things are a little crazy. Like, things are more focused on pissing contest over, what's really going on. And it's a measuring contest, which is just stupid, because there are lives at risk and there are worlds at risk. And those worlds are not necessarily like, Earth versus Venus, but worlds like small communities which depend on each other to create a livelihood. And those are a world. Like, it's a world in and of itself. And I think that we sometimes forget that in our need to be who we are. I have very strong opinions on politics. I'm being very good by not talking about them right now. But needless to say, I don't necessarily fit in the world of Georgia right now. I was not happy that the religious liberty bill even came up. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was ill-conceived. I thought it was a bad idea. I thought it was just someone looking to exert control because things didn't go their way in the Supreme Court. And surprise, it looks like that's what actually is going on. If you're going to go by the stories that are coming out, like, I know Raw Story just recently had an article about how Kim Davis's lawyer is involved in a lot of this stuff, and that's important stuff. And I'm hoping I'll have another podcast up in the next couple weeks, maybe next week, who knows, to talk about that. It just depends on the schedule of cats. Cats are cats are cats. I don't know. There's so much to talk about, and yet there's not a lot. I'm rereading The Gift of Fear. Anybody doing that? No? Oh my God, everybody go read The Gift of Fear, especially if you're a woman. It's really smart. It validates your intuition, which everyone tries to say, oh, it's no big deal. No, it really is. I think it's really smart, and it kind of gives some terms to what we already know. Which is why I wrote about it in an article I wrote not too long ago about a whole bunch of stuff. I tend to write about the refugees, so more than likely it was something about them. Okay. I'm umming, which means I'm running out of things to say, which is probably not true, but whatever. If you guys want to catch me, all those social medias, I just mentioned them. If you really want to catch me, catch Twitter. And if you want to read my blog, go to clevergirl.xyz. Yeah, the one after the Jurassic Park, as I mentioned before in another previous podcast, I think. Oh, maybe not. I think I opened it after it. Anyway, so if you want to catch that, I'm there. If you want to contact me about writing stuff, I'm at researchqueen.xyz, because apparently I research everything known to mankind. Remember, 99 citations on a 23-page paper. I'm a little obsessed about that. I have so much to talk about, honestly, and it just went out the window. So I'm going to cut this one short, and I'm hoping to have something more coming up. Go check out Wild Pantheon Press. wildpantheonpress.com. And give me feedback. Let me know what you think. And apparently I had needed to get a Hotmail account too. An email. Let me know. Let me know what's up. How are we feeling? What are we doing? What can I focus on? Like, if you're a woman and you're under 40 and you want to talk about something, let me know. I should mention, I have no budget right now. So, again, that's kind of why it's sticking a blog-ish thing right now until I can launch it into some money and I get some venture capitalism. Wait, let me rephrase that. when I get some money, because I'm pretty sure venture capitalism is